Hello, all, and welcome back to another episode of the GameTimeCT Pick'ems podcast. I'm your host, Pete Paguaga, and joining me, as always, Sean Patrick Bowley. Sean, what a wild week it was. I mean, number one and number two go down, and we all got it wrong on the picks. But we're still here, Sean. We're still here.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere, man. I heard it from everybody. It just comments right on the field. Where are you at? Game time. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for making this podcast bigger than the other one we do. We have another one which has all these, like, where we talk about all these games. It's called the Meat Grinder. You might have heard of it, but apparently this is the only one anyone watches now. So we're glad you're watching either way. Don't forget to like and subscribe, right? That really helps us, and give us a little rating on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening there or anywhere you get your podcasts, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends. And guys, for the love of God, stop watching in a whole big room together. I feel like that is what's killing our views. Go home, turn it on, just let it sit there. I know you were all watching. So many people are watching, but the views are like, I feel like we should have a lot more views. I don't know. I just feel like that. Anyway, that's my rant for this morning. Go ahead.
All right. Yes, like Sean said, like and subscribe. But last week was just a crazy week. Go listen to the Meat Grinders. We break down both the Darien and the New Canaan losses and the Masuk and the Windsor wins. But those two games, there were 6 people that would have went 10-0 if those games went the way that we thought they would go. But instead, Sean Barker leads the way at the top with 5 other people that went 8-2. Sean, you were in the middle group that went 7-3. I was at the bottom. Me and the 8-ball went 6-4. And our guy, Brian Carpenter, down at the bottom at 5-5. Overall standings are as follow. Dave Stewart leading the way at 26-4. Dave is always at the top of the standings. I don't get it.
I don't know I don't know.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. Dave's at the top.
All he watches is New Canaan and Darien on a weekly basis. How does he get... And they lost this week, too. How the heck did he go 24? How is this possible? I mean, what? He went 7 to 3. Go ahead. All right.
The 2 that he lost, 2 of the 3 he lost last week were Darien
and New Canaan.
Yeah.
So even despite that.
Yeah. You and I are tied in the middle. We're 20-10. We're 4 games back. I gotta stop getting weird with my picks here, because you can't fall behind. It's like your GPA in college. You have to start off strong, and then you stop going to class towards the end of the year, the end of your degree.
Boy, I wish I knew that.
Games. Yeah, me too. You can't give away games early in the season, and I feel like I've had, after my 9-1 week, I think I went 5-5 and 6-4, so not great. But this is where it gets crazy now. I've already sent the picks out to the staff. I'm starting to put the board together, and let me tell you, they are split on a lot of these games. So this is where it gets to be interesting, and a solid week the next couple of weeks is going to go really far. Sean, you ready to jump in?
Let's do it. I'm ready. I mean, ready or not, here we go.
All right, guys. Starting in the CCC, 3-0 Tolland on the road to play East Catholic and Joey Montevello, who came up with the massive. Montalvo came up with the big play, catching the touchdown late to beat Joel Barlow. They get Tolland, who's also 3-0, coming into town. Sean, who do you like in this one?
Man, Alex Baxis has got his boys playing well. 3-0 Tolland, and Tommy Seaver, the pitcher. Tommy Seaver for East Catholic, 3-0. This is a great game on a Thursday, man. Be there, be square. A S versus double S team. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with East Catholic. I just feel like they have the better overall schedule and results at this point. Beating Barlow is no small feat. That's one of the big reasons why the CCC had such a great alliance against the rest of the state. They were able to pull out these games this time. East Catholic, a big part of it. I'm going to go with the Eagles. Pete.
Yeah, I'm going to go with East Catholic as well. I just think that their resume early on is just a lot better, and I think that, they're going to go 4-0 here, and big ups to Coach Seaver. All right. Going to the CTC, we got Wilcox Tech, Kaynor Tech, 2-0 on the road to go play Cheney Tech. The Chargers are 3-0. Both teams have only played Tech schools so far. Wilcox Tech's 2 wins come against O'Brien Tech and Prince Tech. Cheney Tech has beaten O'Brien Tech, VGW Tech, and Prince Tech as well. for those of you who like to say, oh, what was the difference in the scores? Cheney Tech beat Prince Tech 20-0, and Wilcox Tech beat Prince Tech 42-16. This is just, it's nice to see tech schools that are good actually be tech schools.
Yeah.
Wilcox and Kaynor, both tech schools. Cheney Tech, an actual tech school, atop the tech school division. With that said, I'm going to go with Cheney Tech here. I think their defense has played really well so far this year. The shutout of Prince, not included, but only 14 points against O'Brien and 22 against VGW, and they're putting points on the board, 46 and 53 in their last 2 games. Sean, who do you like?
Yeah, I'm going Team Benito, baby. Cheney Tech, the Chargers. Actually, I liked it when they were the Beavers. The kids decided they didn't like that. I get it, I guess. But, there are not many Chargers here, so at least they didn't pick the Red Hawks, right? Or the Eagles or the Lions. Something that, or Nighthawks, that's another one. So at least they picked a rare name. I mean, granted, I had Sonya, okay. But, Cheney Tech, good. I mean, I like Beavers, but I'm going to go with Team Benito.
All right, we're going to the ECC. Fitch 1-2 on the road to play East Lyme, also 1-2. Now, Fitch, this is Fitch's first game of the ECC this year. They've played Simsbury, Guilford, and Cheshire. They beat Simsbury and have lost to both Guilford and Cheshire of the SEC. East Lyme has wins against Brantford, has a win against Brantford, a loss against Joel Barlow, and a loss to Killingly of the ECC.
Yeah. Well, Alliance is not kind to them, huh? Jeez.
Yeah, not at all. Sean, who do you like in this one?
Pete, I like Team Ellis at Fitch. No particular reason. That was a nice win last week over Simsbury, a team that, played pretty well against Windsor before losing that game late. East Lyme against the kind of real struggling Brantford team right now. They shut them out. It's pretty good, too. They kind of got beat up in their other games. I'm going to go with Team Ellis. I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons as well. I think that this is just a really good program. We had Coach Ellis on, I believe, last year on the podcast. And,
we did.
I love the way that they run things up there. And you look at East Lyme and Coach Klein is in year 1. He's going to be rebuilding East Lyme up, but 2 convincing shutouts early to start, and then you pitch a shutout against a struggling Brantford team. I don't know how much faith I have in that offense to do anything against Fitch. Okay, to the FCAC. This game, let me tell you this. The FCAC schedule is not that great this week. So this game, we got Trumbull, 1-2 Trumbull, on the road at Ridgefield to play 1-2 Ridgefield. Now, Trumbull came back, gets its only win of the year, a comeback win over Danbury. They played Fairfield Prep close last week. They were down 17-0, lost 17-13.
Yeah, couldn't complete the deal.
Yeah, and they have an opening loss to Notre Dame West Haven. Ridgefield beat Hall 11-6 and have scored 7 points in their last 2 games against Staples and Wilton. I believe I go first on this one, and I am going to take the home Eagles. I'm going to take Trumbull here. The Prep game is encouraging. I don't know if it says more about Prep than it does Trumbull, but from what all the things I've heard about Ridgefield coming off that Wilton game where shut up by Wilton, who had just lost to Norwalk the week before.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Trumbull here. I feel a little bit more confident in that pick than I would if I pick Ridgefield. Who do you like, John?
Oh man, I like. Listen, Trumbull is kind of middling it about, but you like their fight at least. Like again, could have folded the tents against Fairfield Prep, didn't fold the tents against Danbury, and that Notre Dame game really kind of perplexes me because Notre Dame just got wiped out by Ludlow. I guess Ludlow's that good. I mean, we'll see. But Trumbull does show a little fight there. Ridgefield's still kind of figuring things out with new coach Reed. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
All right, to the NVL. This one is amazing.
Fascinating.
And I love this game, and I am so excited for it. We got 3-0 Derby on the road to my old stomping grounds, Torrington.
Mild stomping grounds, too.
Our old stomping. That's true. We got
You stopped there a little longer than I did. I was only there 6 months.
I was there 2
Get me out of here.
2 football seasons. Yeah, both teams 10-0. Both teams 10-0. Both teams are 3-0. Derby's offense has just been lights out. 41 points against St. Paul, 47 points against Crosby, 41 points in a shortened game against Wilby. And then the defense, they've allowed only 4. They allowed 28 points against Crosby and 14 against Wilby. High-flying Derby offense is throwing the ball a lot. Quarterback, Jazar Barbara, we've talked about him numerous times. He broke the school record. He's thrown for 400 yards this year. Then you got it on the other side. You got Torrington and their option offense that they switched to a couple of years ago. 19-6 against Crosby, 47-18 against St. Paul. And in the Pete Wallace Bowl, they beat Gilbert 28-25.
Pete Wallace Bowl.
So you got a high-flying Derby offense and a run-the-ball, kill clock, eat clock Torrington offense in this one. Sean, you get to go first in this one. Which offense are you taking in this game?
Pete, this is a really hard one for me. I really, really want to pick Derby. I mean, the high-flying, but neither team has played anybody really spectacular yet. So this is going to be kind of a nice bellwether for both of them. That said, I'm kind of going to go with, I'm going to go with the home team Raiders here. Clock control, kind of win the ball, win the battles up front. Kind of a type of, ground and pound type of a game for the Raiders, and kind of keep away from Derby and their high flying offense. I think I'm going to go with the Torrington Raiders, not the Derby Red Raiders.
Okay, I am too going to go with Torrington. I'm pumped about what Derby's doing, and it's really great to see.
Amazing.
But I'm going to go with my guy Gaetan Rodriguez in this one, and the Torrington Raiders are going to go 2-4-0. As we go to the Pequot, Valley Regional comes in at 2-1 on the road to Hartford Public, where they will play Capital Prep. Now, Valley Regional, like I said, 2-1, coming off a loss to Coggenshock, a high-scoring 47-37 affair, and then Capital Prep, which had a bye in week 2, took down Cromwell last week, 18-12. That is a very good win for Capital Prep. We don't really know much about Capital Prep. They don't really have anything online for us to know, and they don't send in box scores. So please do that.
Coach, please.
Yeah. Where we know Valley has played well. I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to ride the hot hand here. I'm taking Capital Prep. I think that win against Cromwell is so impressive. Cromwell just went out and they beat North Branford, who we really liked last week or the week before. No, in week 2. Yeah, it gets confusing. But they have a win against North Branford, so I like them in this one. Sean, who do you like?
Listen, I picked Capital Prep to get to a final, Class S. Or is it Class S or are they Class W? No, Class S. I think I picked them to get it. Oh, no, I did not pick them to go. I did pick them to go to playoffs, though. I thought they were going to be a very good team in the Pequot this year. I think I picked North Branford to get there, so we'll see. But them knocking off Cromwell and Cromwell beating North Branford doesn't give me a lot of confidence in that earlier pick. But, hey, listen, Jones is supposed to be pretty good at that was the reason behind it, 4-year starter there. Again, we need to get a little more information out of Coach. Get us a box score right after the game's over. Have whoever send us some scoring summaries, because I'd like to know a lot more about that game. That said, I'm going to go with Capital Prep. Valley defensively did not give me any confidence either. That was a shootout against Coggenshock. They can score, Valley. They certainly can do that. But I think Capital Prep knows how to play a little defense. I'm going to go with the Trailblazers. All
right. Going to the SEC, Hillhouse. The Academics are 3-0, and they get a visit from the Lyman Hall Trojans. Lyman Hall is 1-2, and Hillhouse has just been awesome. All right, I saw them in the opener. They took care of Platt Tech 49-7. They beat Stratford 42-6, and they beat Conard 26-13. That was the good win. That was a very good win. And our guy Amir Danley went off again. I think he's got 12 touchdowns so far this year. He is a player to keep an eye on. And then obviously Lyman Hall, 3-point loss to East Haven to start the year. They beat Branford, and then they lost to your boys at Amity. Sean, who do you like in this one?
This is a tough one because Hillhouse is not really. I mean, the Kaynor game notwithstanding, they score a lot of points, but against teams that aren't quite ready for prime time. Whereas Lyman Hall might be a little more battle tested here. I think a lot of people are going to go with Hillhouse here, but I like Lyman Hall right now. They fought against Amity. They fought against Branford. They fought against East Haven. They're right there, I think. I mean, listen, the speed kills, and they're going to have to, corral them. I'm going to go with Lyman Hall just to kind of mix things up a bit. This is probably going to bite me in the rear end, but I think I think Hillhouse needs a little bit. I mean, people are always sitting there, where's Hillhouse in the top 10? Guys, why don't you play something first, please? I mean, Kaynor, that was a good win, but maybe Connor's not so great either, I guess, after their opening win against Pomperog. Hey, look, good stuff, but I'm going to go with Lyman Hall. I'm going to have a little faith. Go get them, Trojans.
Ooh, all right. Well, we're going to disagree here. This is where we split off. I'm going with Hillhouse. I've been really impressed with them, and always got to give support to my guy, Walter Gibbs, SCSU. All right. We got 3 more games left. I'm moving the SWC game all the way down to the bottom. Well, the primetime SWC game, I'm moving all the way down to the bottom because it's a good one. But the one that we're going to talk about is also very good, but I'm really intrigued to see how this team will fare. We got Newtown on the road, 3-0, heading to New Milford, who is 2-1, coming off a 11-point loss to Bristol Central. A little surprised by that result. Bristol Central is 3-0, and they're playing great. But I thought, New Milford, coming from the SWC, pretty good start. They beat up Norwalk. They beat Barlow by 7. Maybe Barlow's not as good as we thought they were. But here we are. And they got Newtown on the other side, who's coming in 3-0. It was in a dogfight with Southington, and they won 35-21. I'm gonna go early here. I'm gonna go with Newtown in this one. I still think they're the big bads, or one of the big bads in the SWC. Them and Masuk for sure. So I'm just gonna go with the Nighthawks in this one, and I think we keep an eye on Newtown the rest of the year. But that Bunnell game on the 8th and the Masuk game on the 27th are really the only ones that stand out to me. Sean, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Newtown too. That was an impressive win. They've had a bunch of impressive wins so far. The Nighthawks were in New Milford, in a good game with Bristol Central. I thought it was probably an underrated game. Don't know a whole lot about what happened, though. They did lose by 11. This is for the boot, right? The boot. They still give that out. They still have that for between New Milford and Newtown. I don't. Other than that, I don't know. I just like Newtown this year. I vote them in the top 10. I'm going to go with the Nighthawks.
All right, me as well. Like I said. All right, to the NVL. Another NVL game. We got 2-1 Watertown going on the road to play Naugatuck. Naugatuck's 3-0. We talked a lot about Watertown Ansonia on the show this past week. Ansonia, 35-0, running clock. Victory over Watertown. I had to eat, put my foot in my mouth more than a couple of times. But, Sean, I'll let you go first on this one here. Who do you like in this NVL
Oh, man. At Naugatuck, I'm going to go with Naugy, although I think Watertown is going to show up for this one. It's going to be a lot better, a lot closer. But, I know that they might got a little banged up by Ansonia there, so that's going to hurt them too. I like the Greyhounds. They beat Holy Cross coming off that one a couple weeks ago. Big win. Our boy, Diedelbaum, Ryan Diedelbaum this time. I like the Hounds.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get. I learned my lesson on the show. Right, I learned it a couple of weeks ago with Hand. I learned it with Masuk as well this week.
Yeah, everybody at Norwood's, Pete, was hooting and hollering at you when you made that Naugatuck pick.
And so I'm gonna go with Naugatuck here because even if I get it wrong, I'm gonna get it wrong with everyone else. All right, final game of the week, the big SWC matchup. We got not newly, but because they've been in the top 10, they've gotten their respect despite what they say. Masuk, 3-0 on the road to play the 3-0 Bunnell Bulldogs. They haven't gotten the respect I think that they deserve.
No, that's true.
Bunnell. Masuk has gotten a lot of respect and a lot.
You're in the top 10, guys. Let's
I know a
Temper
lot
it.
of people are upset that they weren't voted number one,
Uh,
but we talked about that on the Meat Grinder, so go listen to that show.
yes, please watch the Meat Grinder. Jeez. I know we don't make
Uh,
picks there anymore, but like, my goodness.
all right. I'm going to go first on this one, and let me tell you about Masuk. I learned something. I mean, I knew it. I knew that they had a great defense, but man, seeing it on Friday in person, they have a great defense, and Nick Fox is at the heart of that defense. He's playing with like a cast, and it's like wrapped in another cast. He's
Oh,
just a baller. He's just a tough,
he's
tough
got the
kid.
he's got the club.
He does. It's not like a club, but it is a cast. But it's like wrapped and stuff. But the Walker twins are really good. I really liked the limited action I saw of Aaron Champagne in the second half of the Masuk New Canaan game. I think he's really good. On the flip side, Bunnell's got guys. Mendoza, KK Smalls. They got like a lot of good running backs. The wide receivers. I mean, my guy
Pierce.
Pierce with that amazing pick six. Please go watch that. Maybe I'll throw it up here. But he just took it right out of the hand. It's like, just give me that, and gone
Good
to the
player.
house. I mean, this is a really good game, but I am not going to burn myself again. I'm going to go with Masuk in this one. Sean, who do you like?
Yeah, I was at this game last year. This is always classic. Masuk Bunnell, it's just. I mean, this game goes way back. They were duking it out all last week, all throughout throughout as long as I've been covering football. These two programs have been duking it out. I forgot, in the meat grinder, I forgot to mention that Bunnell welcomed back its two state championship teams last week. That was nice to see. Craig Bruno and Easley and all the guys from those great teams. Steve Smith and all. I mean, geez, they were great Bunnell teams, and they did not arrive though until they beat Masuk. And last year they had a lead, if I remember correctly, in the rain before Masuk turned a big turnover to get that game kick-started in their favor. No, Bunnell at their field want to get a little payback for that. But man, I said it on the meat grinder, which you should go watch. That Masuk's defense had put in a great effort against a team that, frankly, we were singing their praises the first 2 weeks. Esposito, Robinson, and Masuk shut them out. Shut them out for the first time since 2019. Hard to discount that. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I just can't. I can't. The defense has been great, and I think offensively they'll be better this time around. But they don't need to if the defense plays well. So I'm going to go with Panthers.
All right, yeah, we agree on that one. So we only split on one, the Hillhouse
I needed to make
Lyman
some
Hall
of that.
game, but
Yeah.
we'll see everyone out there. Make sure to, like Sean said, subscribe, rate, review, watch it multiple times, watch
And
it
then
on
watch
your
the
own
meat grinder.
phones, and then watch the meat grinder as well as the
Yeah.
coach's interview.
All right.
So for Sean Patrick Bowley, I'm Pete Paguaga. We'll see you out on the field this week. This has been the Game Time CT Pick'ems podcast.